Welcome back to the Fire Emblem 4 playthrough, and in this part, Sigurd's army is still stuck in the forest. But we are making some progress in clearing these guys out. Yeah, this is about the point where I start to get a bit frustrated. Oh, especially with people like Edain and Azel. See, I'm trying to get Azel experience, but this stupid forest. I think the best we can do is just let them come to us. As you can tell, I don't like this forest very much, at all. Well, at least it gives you extra evasion. Ah, very good application of duel there. Too bad it doesn't always work like that. Oh, something I forgot to mention before about the duel skill. Even though it can be good in some cases, if you've forgotten what it does by now, it basically forces another round of combat. Now, it can get really annoying when it activates against an enemy with long-range magic like bolting or Fenrir. Seriously, just think about it. You'll realise just how annoying that is. So, keep characters with duel far away from enemies, such as this boss. And remember when I told you to wait until all the enemies were gone before you did this? Well, yes, this event activates as soon as Sigurd goes through the forest in the middle. And as you might have guessed from before, Derdrie joins. And as you probably also guessed, she's Sigurd's love interest. Something I find interesting that I might have wanted to mention, if you somehow activate this conversation after you've defeated Sandimar, it's actually very different. Now, okay, I have a lot to explain here. So, basically, Derdrie is a shaman. No, not that kind of shaman from the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem games. Shamans in this game use light magic. She also has strong Narga blood, so I'm not sure where she gets that from. But, yeah, so essentially, she's an extremely important character. Unfortunately, she's quite possibly the worst character in the game. She really doesn't gain any real good stats except for magic and resistance. And that aura spell she has is far too heavy for her. Although, she does have really one use, and that's what was hinted at in the conversation. That silent staff she comes with is very useful against certain annoying bosses such as this one. Other than that, she literally has no use whatsoever, except putting her next to Sigurd so you can get the supporting attack bonus. Yeah, if you get a character to attack while their lover is next to them, they sometimes do an instant critical. A bit like a triangle attack, except it doesn't always work. And I'm going to edit out some boring stuff now. basically, you'll want to move Derdrie forwards, but make sure Sigurd is always near her, because you don't want to get her to get attacked. Also, her Silent Staff range is exactly the same as the boss's attack range, so you have to put her in the boss's attack range, but preferably not in the attack range of an enemy. By the way, something I should add, Derdrie actually can't die because she's so important to the story. If she does run out of HP, she gets captured instead. What that means is, essentially, you lose her for the rest of the chapter, and then you'll get her back again. Still, you'll want to avoid this at all costs, because, not to spoil anything, but she's not going to be in your party forever. And, really, there are only very few moments in the game where she's useful, so you'll want to make the most of them. Yeah, make sure none of your characters go into that guy's Fenrir range until you silence him. Make sure everyone... Also, now, this secret event with Lex, to activate it, Lex needs to go to that spot right there, the very edge of the cliff looking out to the lake. You need to make Lex simply wait on that spot for the event to activate. It's very important you do this because it gives you a very, very good item. And, I mean, if you're planning on training Lex, which you should be, you really need to get it. Now we can use the Silent Staff. Like this effect here, look at this. Sorry, I just like how the music cuts. And it gives an instant level up, which is pretty nice. But yeah, she has crappy growths and everything except magic and resistance. Getting into position for what's going to be the last battle of this chapter. This is actually a good opportunity to get Midale and Jamuka experience because these guys are actually all bow users. Almost there, not quite there, but nearly. With Lex. Now they should start moving now. They're getting a bit stuck in the forest too. Oh, and what that is, that's Deirdre's circlet. It heals her every turn. But now it's time for the secret Lex event. And some of you might recognise this. This is actually reference to a fable, I think it is. This music reminds me of Zelda for some reason. Actually, all of you Zelda fans out there might actually recognise that this same fable was actually referenced in Oracle of Ages. There's a certain fairy fountain that you have to drop a bomb into, and it's a very similar conversation, but the reward is a bigger bomb bag. But enough about an unrelated game series. Basically, Hero's Axe, Brave Axe are both the same thing, really. In case you don't know what it is, essentially, it basically lets you attack twice on each regular attack. It's basically a continue skill that always works, which is, as you might guess, very, very useful. So that's the secret event for Lex. Make sure you do that, as I keep saying. And now it's time for the final battle of this chapter. And really, these guys shouldn't be much of a problem. But the large group of archers could be annoying. and those axe users can be quite annoying against Finn and Kuan. Oh, how did that hit? As I have mentioned before, you do see a lot of low accuracies hitting in this game. Someone decides to attack Jamaica. Of course, Jamaica has Pursuit, Continue, and a weapon with a high critical rate.